What if I told you that some of the most jaw-dropping inappropriate jokes in television history aired on national television during primetime on a major network without getting cut? Welcome to the world of Family Guy, where censorship goes to die and good taste is just a suggestion that Seth MacFarlane cheerfully ignores. Some of these jokes are so wrong, they'll make you check what year it is, like, wait, they got away with this in 2025? For over 2 decades, Family Guy has pushed the boundaries of acceptable comedy, turning controversy into currency and outrage into ratings. The show has survived cancellation twice and emerged stronger, wilder, and somehow even less filtered each time. If you thought Family Guy had no boundaries, just wait until you see what slipped through standards and practices. The jokes we're covering today aren't just edgy, they're ones that made Fox executives sweat through their designer suits. And number one, let's just say it makes today's cancel culture look like a kindergarten timeout. Before we dive into this animated cesspool of questionable comedy, take a second to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. This channel investigates comedy's most controversial moments. And trust me, after this Family Guy deep dive, our upcoming investigation will make your jaw hit the floor. Let the investigation begin. Number 10. The Michael J. Fox Knife Demo. Season 8, Episode 2, Family Guy, 2009. A fake commercial where Michael J. Fox, who publicly battles Parkinson's disease, is hired to demonstrate kitchen knives, with predictably disastrous results due to his hand tremors. This joke wasn't just edgy, it was savage on another level. In the cutaway gag, we see an animated Michael J. Fox attempting to demonstrate stabbing knives while his Parkinson's-induced tremors cause him to violently shake the knives around, slicing everything in sight. The commercial ends with him accidentally stabbing himself repeatedly. Who pitched this? And who heard that pitch and said, let's animate that in HD with sound effects? The wildest part? This joke aired on Fox with no trigger warning. No censor beep. Just cold, deadpan delivery mocking a beloved actor's medical condition. Since then, Michael J. Fox has become an even more respected advocate for Parkinson's research, receiving honorary awards for his foundation's work in finding a cure. He even published a memoir titled No Time Like the Future in 2020, detailing his struggles with the disease, making this joke age like milk in the Arizona sun. Fox himself has maintained a sense of humor about his condition, but there's a difference between self-deprecation and becoming an animated punching bag for cheap laughs. If you're already cringing, smash that like button now. It helps the algorithm know you enjoy surfing through inappropriate comedy. And trust me, we're just getting started. That Fox joke won't even make the top 5 on today's list. Number 9. The Quagmire Basement Revelation. Season 8, Episode 10, Big Man on Hippocampus, 2010. Peter suffers from amnesia and can't remember who Quagmire is. Lois casually reminds him with this line. You know, the guy who keeps women chained up in his basement? The camera then cuts to Quagmire, who nervously chuckles and shrugs at this accurate description of his character. Most shows hint at dark stuff through subtle innuendo. Family Guy just says it out loud, puts it in bold, and underlines it twice. This is a joke implying literal kidnapping and sexual imprisonment, played as a throwaway punchline, with Quagmire awkwardly shrugging it off like, whoops. Let's break down why this is so wild. Quagmire's entire character is built around being sexually deviant, but this crosses the line from womanizer to actual criminal. It's the difference between a character who's a sleaze and one who's a felony sex offender. In today's post-Me Too era, where we've seen real cases of imprisonment and abuse make headlines, from Jeffrey Epstein to R. Kelly, this joke feels less edgy comedy and more disturbing confession. Even Dexter had more subtlety, and that was a show about a serial killer. Want more deep dives into problematic TV moments? Hit that subscribe button now. And if you think this Quagmire joke was bad, wait until number 4. It's the joke that somehow predicted a major Hollywood scandal years before it happened. Number 8. The Anne Frank attic scene. Season 4, Episode 14. PTV, 2005. In a cutaway gag, Peter hides in the attic with Anne Frank during the Holocaust and can't stop eating loud potato chips while Nazis search the house below. Anne Frank desperately tries to get him to stop making noise as they hear German soldiers downstairs. I'd ask, too soon? But the answer is always and forever too soon. This isn't satire, it's a snack-fueled historical tragedy. Family Guy. Let's take one of history's darkest chapters, add some ruffles, and call it comedy. Everyone else, please reconsider your life choices. What makes this joke particularly egregious is how it trivializes Anne Frank's story, one of the most poignant and important Holocaust narratives that has educated generations about the horrors of genocide. Her diary has been translated into over 70 languages and is considered essential reading in schools worldwide. The Holocaust remains one of the most sensitive subjects in modern history, with rising anti-Semitism making jokes like this even more uncomfortable in 2025. Just last year, the Anti-Defamation League reported a 45% increase in anti-Semitic incidents in America compared to 2023. But hey, at least we got to see Peter eat chips, right? Number 7. Baby Fight Club. Season 7, Episode 5, The Man with Two Brians, 2008. During a montage of Brian rescuing Stewie from dangerous situations, we see Stewie in a full-blown baby fight club. A circle of adults cheer and place bets as infants punch each other in a makeshift ring. Stewie is shown bloodied but ready to fight another baby, while Peter enthusiastically bets money on the outcome. First rule of Baby Fight Club: tell no one that this made it past legal review. Peter's betting on toddlers, Stewie's dodging punches, and the animators just casually creating the most disturbing daycare ever broadcast. What elevates this from dark humor to genuinely disturbing is the detail. You can see bruises on the babies, blood spatters, and adults waving cash and cheering for infant-on-infant violence. The scene even shows a baby knocked unconscious while his worried mother tries to revive him. Child endangerment played for laughs, because apparently that's where Family Guy decided to draw the line, and then cross it, multiple times. The most disturbing part? It's just a throwaway gag in a montage. Like the writers thought babies beating each other bloody for adult entertainment was just a quick chuckle before moving on to the next joke. If you're enjoying this descent into animated madness, drop a comment telling us which Family Guy joke crossed the line for you. And make sure to share this video with your easily offended relatives. Family gatherings could use more awkward silence. Case number 6. Herbert the Pedophile's Greatest Hits. Various episodes. Recurring character. Herbert is an elderly man who constantly makes sexual advances toward Chris Griffin and other underage boys in the neighborhood. He speaks in a soft, whispery voice, and his catchphrase is, Most shows have red lines they won't cross. Family Guy saw those lines and said, hold my beer while I create a recurring pedophile character played for laughs in every episode. Herbert isn't a one-off joke or a single inappropriate moment. He's a regular character whose entire purpose is making sexual comments about minors. His character traits include offering popsicles to lure children, making sexually suggestive comments about Chris's body, having binoculars aimed at the local playground, applying to be a school bus driver to be closer to the children, owning a closet full of children's photos. The disturbing part? Herbert has appeared in over 40 episodes across multiple seasons. That's not pushing boundaries. That's demolishing them, building a house on the rubble, and then burning down the house. In one particularly egregious scene from Season 7's Play It Again, Brian, when the Griffins need a babysitter, Peter suggests Herbert, to which Lois responds, isn't he that creepy old man who likes Chris? They hire him anyway. Herbert then spends the episode making suggestive comments while bathing Chris. Child safety organizations have cited Herbert as one of television's most inappropriate recurring characters. Yet Fox kept bringing him back episode after episode. Still think you've seen the worst? Oh, no. The next 5 jokes? They don't just push the envelope. They set it on fire and mail it to standards and practices with a glitter bomb inside. If you're enjoying this deep dive into animated chaos, hit that subscribe button now. Our next video exposes the most controversial moments from South Park that even they regret making. And trust me, when the creators of South Park regret something, you know it's bad. Alright, now we're entering the red zone. These next jokes had fans gasping, critics fuming, and Fox executives probably updating their resumes. We're talking hate mail, petition-worthy, how is this on TV type content. Get ready, and maybe don't watch this part with your kids or grandparents in the room. These are the jokes that made censors question their career choices, and parents change the channel faster than Peter Griffin changes the subject. Number 5. Kramer's Meltdown Reenactment. Season 5, Episode 3, Hell Comes to Quahog, 2006. In a cutaway gag, Peter performs stand-up comedy and decides to recreate Michael Richards' Kramer from Seinfeld's infamous 2006 racist tirade at the Laugh Factory. Peter yells censored racial slurs while patrons walk out in disgust. He yells slurs, bleeped out, but the context makes it crystal clear, flails around, and reenacts one of comedy's most uncomfortable moments in recent history. Family Guy saw a real-life racist breakdown that effectively ended Richards' mainstream career and said, let's do that, but animated. I don't know if this was a joke or a court deposition. The timing makes this particularly eyebrow-raising. The actual Michael Richards incident occurred in November 2006, and this Family Guy episode aired in September 2006, meaning the animators either had insider knowledge or the scene was hastily added during production. What makes this particularly wild is that Family Guy itself has faced criticism for racial jokes, making this less satire and more like uncomfortable irony. It's the comedy equivalent of setting a fire to demonstrate why arson is bad. Richards spent years apologizing for his meltdown. Family Guy turned it into a quick gag and moved on to the next controversial punchline. Number 4. Disney Multiverse and the Jewish Pharmacist. Season 8, Episode 1, Road to the Multiverse, 2009. Brian and Stewie travel to an alternate universe where everything is drawn in classic Disney animation style. Birds sing, animals dance, and everything is perfect until Mort Goldman, the Jewish pharmacist, enters. The entire scene freezes as characters gasp in horror. A Jew? Followed by menacing music and characters becoming hostile. The reference? Walt Disney's alleged anti-Semitism. The execution? Deeply uncomfortable. Family Guy. It's satire. Viewers, it's a lot. This scene is particularly notable because it's not just a quick cutaway gag. It's an extended sequence that doubles down on the joke repeatedly. The Disney Universe characters continue to react with disgust to Mort's presence, with one character even saying, "We don't want your kind around here." The sequence is beautifully animated in authentic 1930s Disney style, making the anti-Semitic punchline all the more jarring. It's like getting slapped in the face with a white glove that turns out to be made of sandpaper. This joke aired years before Disney purchased Fox, which now owns Family Guy, making this joke not just offensive, but also awkwardly prophetic about who would eventually sign their paychecks. I wonder how that company meeting went when Disney executives reviewed their new acquisition's back catalog. If you're finding this investigation disturbing yet fascinating, help us reach more viewers by sharing this video. Also, comment below with any Family Guy moments that made you do a double take. The algorithm loves engagement, and I love reading your thoughts. Number 3. The Kevin Spacey Prophecy. Season 4, Episode 14, PTV, 2005. In a quick cutaway gag, Stewie runs naked through a shopping mall screaming, "Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement!" This joke aired in 2005, 12 years before accusations against Spacey became public in 2017 during the height of the Me Too movement. How did they know? This wasn't a punchline. This was a prediction. Family Guy has some serious Nostradamus energy with this one. What made this joke particularly unsettling is how specific it was. It wasn't a vague reference to Spacey being odd or eccentric. It was a direct joke about him allegedly imprisoning and abusing a young boy. At the time, Spacey was a respected, Oscar-winning actor with no public accusations against him. Then, in October 2017, actor Anthony Rapp accused Spacey of making sexual advances toward him when Rapp was just 14 years old. This opened the floodgates, with more than 15 others coming forward with similar allegations, many involving minors. Looking back in 2025, this joke reads less like random comedy and more like an uncomfortable harbinger of the Me Too movement that would expose numerous Hollywood figures years later. Did Family Guy writers know something the public didn't? Were rumors circulating in Hollywood circles long before they reached the mainstream? Or was it just a spectacularly uncomfortable coincidence? Whatever the answer, this 10-second joke became one of the most analyzed clips in television history after Spacey's fall from grace. You thought that was messed up? The final two jokes aren't just offensive, they're infamous. And if you're wondering how they made it to air, so are the network executives who approved them. Drop a like right now if you're as shocked as we are, and let's finish this investigation. Number 2. Brian and Ida. The Trans Panic Scene. Season 8, Episode 18. Quagmire's Dad, 2010. Brian meets an attractive woman named Ida, and they hit it off. After they sleep together, Brian learns that Ida is Quagmire's father, who recently transitioned. Brian's reaction? Violent, prolonged vomiting that lasts for a full 30 seconds of screen time. The joke isn't awkward situation. The joke is, this person is trans, and that's disgusting. It's not satire. It's not a critique. It's 2010-style ignorance wrapped in bile and punchlines. The episode doesn't stop there. After the vomiting scene, it doubles down with numerous jokes at Ida's expense, including characters referring to her as it and making crude remarks about her anatomy. When Brian learns about Ida's gender confirmation surgery, he asks if the doctor cut it off or if it fell off from disuse. Even Seth MacFarlane later acknowledged it didn't age well, saying in a 2019 interview, "Some of the things we were saying back then, you wouldn't say today. The climate was different." Spoiler, it didn't start well either. In 2025, as transgender rights and representation have evolved significantly, this scene stands as a painful reminder of how mainstream media once treated trans identities. GLAAD cited this episode specifically in their 2010 report on problematic LGBTQ+ representation in media. What's particularly striking is the episode's title, Quagmire's Dad, refusing to even acknowledge Ida's identity in the episode name itself. The like and dislike buttons are right there if you have feelings about this one. And trust me, the top entry? It makes this look tame by comparison. Hit subscribe now so you don't miss our next investigation. Number 1. Prom Night Dumpster Baby, the Musical. Season 5, Episode 2. Mother Tucker, 2006. A full musical number featuring an animated baby that has been abandoned in a dumpster after prom night. The baby, complete with umbilical cord still attached, climbs out of the dumpster and begins singing about its abandonment. It's joined by other dumpster babies who form a chorus line using their umbilical cords as canes for a synchronized dance routine. The lyrics explicitly reference being thrown away after prom night, with the baby cheerfully singing about being discarded on a cold night right after the prom. This isn't dark humor. This is a musical number about infant abandonment, a real tragedy that still occurs across America. Fox executives watched this and said, "Perfect. Prime time. Family entertainment." The abandoned baby uses its umbilical cord as a cane for a dance number while singing about being thrown away like trash. Let's add some disturbing context. According to the National Safe Haven Alliance, approximately 150 to 200 newborns are still illegally abandoned in the United States each year. Many don't survive. All 50 states have safe haven laws specifically to prevent dumpster abandonments by allowing mothers to safely surrender newborns at hospitals or fire stations. This isn't an abstract concept. It's a real crisis that child welfare organizations work tirelessly to prevent. And Family Guy's response? A toe-tapping musical number with choreography. Some jokes are bold, some are edgy, and some are evidence that should be presented in a cultural court of law. What makes this particularly jaw-dropping is the production value. This wasn't a quick cutaway gag, but a fully produced musical sequence with original music, choreography, and extended animation. Someone storyboarded this. Someone composed the music. Voice actors recorded these lyrics. Animators spent weeks bringing it to life. At every step, someone could have said, maybe we shouldn't trivialize infant abandonment with a song and dance routine. And yet, here we are. So there you have it. 10 jokes that slipped past censors, common sense, and human decency. Whether you call it genius, garbage, or somewhere in between, one thing's clear. Family Guy isn't afraid to get canceled. They've done it before. Twice. And somehow kept coming back stronger and less filtered each time. In the years since these jokes aired, some things have changed. Society's sensitivities have evolved. The boundaries of acceptable comedy have shifted. And yet, Family Guy continues to push those boundaries every season. The show that began in 1999 has now survived for over 25 years, outlasting countless other animated comedies that played it safe. Is that because of these controversial moments, or despite them? The debate continues. What we do know is that Family Guy has built its brand on being the show that goes there. Whatever there happens to be. From Holocaust jokes to transphobia, from pedophilia to infant abandonment, nothing seems off limits in the writer's room. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Drop your own WTF Family Guy moments in the comments. Like if you cringed. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into comedy's most controversial moments. And share this video with that friend who quotes Family Guy constantly. They probably need an intervention anyway. Because as long as adult animation exists, we'll never run out of inappropriate content to investigate. Until next time, this case is closed.